Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Week 11 Connects You launch. And this week's topic is the habits of success. We are going to talk about the decision-making skills and responsible behaviors. So as you can see, we already did the first two columns here. So it is now time to talk about decision-making and leadership. So decision-making is considering ethical, safety, and societal factors in making decisions. Responsibility is applying decision-making skills to deal responsibly with daily personal and academic situations, and community contribution to contribute to the well-being of one's school and community. So decision-making skills and responsible behavior. This means to be able to make wise choices and take ownership of those choices and accept the consequences. So I know a lot of you have done the Own It profile. We don't just make you do that for any particular reason, but it is nice to see that you're responsible for your learning, and you shouldn't always be a victim and blaming other people for what happens. It's important to take ownership and acknowledge when you made a bad choice and learn from it and do better the next time. So I like this quote. You'll find that some people have a habit of blaming their circumstances or mistakes on fate or bad luck. Very few people will admit that often it's because of the choices they've made. In life, this is the basis or groundwork you need to prosper, the ability to accept it, take responsibility, learn from it, and move on. So that's very, very important in school and in life, is to acknowledge when something is your fault and don't look to place the blame on somebody else. Just learn from it and move on. What does decision-making and responsible behavior look like in a cyber school setting? So some examples would be discipline, having the discipline to work in your courses even when the opportunity for something more fun is present. So you sit down and you're going to be doing your work on your computer, and all of a sudden your neighbor knocks on the door and asks if you want to go skateboard, or you want to catch up on Stranger Things. So you're going to sit there and choose to do that. So you have to be responsible and realize that while you are home, we expect you to be doing your work because you need to exhibit responsible behavior in a cyber school. Also, staying in contact with your instructors and learning guides is a good decision, and it's a responsible behavior. My number one example is internet and computer issues. How are we supposed to know that something is wrong with your computer or that your internet's down if you never reach out and tell us? So the responsible thing to do is to reach out, let us know of the problem before it becomes an even bigger problem because you didn't let us know. And then also having respectful interactions. I know sometimes you guys are pretty good about making sure that you're using the proper text messaging tone so you don't come off like you're being mean or anything, but it's also important to be responsible and realize that your instructors and everybody do have lives outside of work, and because they don't answer you at 10 p.m. or midnight, they will get back to you the next day, and there's no need to really become upset about it. So same reason as if I don't cash my paycheck by 6 o'clock on a Friday, I'm not going to call the bank and scream and tell them it's their fault. It's my fault that I didn't get there in time. So just being responsible in your daily interactions and having the discipline to get to work. Some learning strategies and academic behavior. This means that you're aware of the tools that you need for learning and you're taking ownership of your learning. The number one thing is to make the effort. So as you can see from the graphic over here, having a growth mindset, meaning that you have the ability to grow and to do better. It's 65% effort. And then 35% is just ability. So a lot of you just are quick to do, I don't know what I'm doing, but there's very, very little effort being put into it. So the harder you try, the better off you'll be. So the effort is the number one piece. Some learning strategies and academic behaviors. To manage your time more effectively, you could try using the Google Calendar, or actually going old school and just having a paper calendar. Making sure that you prioritize and make a list of exactly what you want to do that day. Note-taking, you can create flashcards just by also just writing something. You learn it 7 times faster than just reading it. So just the ability of writing down the key words. Understanding and studying just by quickly skimming through the text, looking for highlighted words, bolded words. Those are obviously the more important ones. So seeing what paragraph headings are. So that tells you what your more important information is that you should listen for. And the number one thing being having a positive mindset. I like the graphic. Every accomplishment starts with the decision to try. You cannot achieve anything if you first don't try. And I know that in this setting, it can be a little scary, especially those of you who are in the Summit Learning Platform, because it is different. But different does not always mean bad. You just need to sit down and make the decision to try, and you will accomplish your goals by the end of the year. So having a positive attitude means focusing on what is good and be grateful, strive for the best outcome, remove I can't from your vocabulary, be flexible and open-minded. Just because something isn't done the way it always was does not mean it's going to be bad. You just need to be flexible and be like, okay, this could be good for me. You want to embrace change, believe in yourself, be open to new opportunities, and be an example to your peers, as well as learn from your mistakes and your failures. Again, going back to not blaming other people, just acknowledging, okay, I made a mistake. What can I do differently? This is just a very short video on habits that all successful people have. People successful people have. It's okay if you don't have all of them, but just make a genuine effort to try to do more of those things that successful people do and less of the things that unsuccessful people do. One last thing, family engagement night is tomorrow, Thursday, November 2nd, from 6 to 8 p.m. here at the building at CPDLF on Foot of 10 Road. You will have the opportunity to win prizes. You will have some snacks. And you also get to see your teachers outside of school. So it sounds like a good time to me. Maybe not as much fun as this kid's expecting, but it should still be a good time. So if you're looking to come tomorrow, make sure that you let your learning guide or one of your instructors know, just so we can kind of plan how many people. All right, and that's all for today. So have a good one, and I'll talk to you next week.